Hello everyone and welcome back to HighSpeedFanatics. It has been a long time since I've posted anything to this channel, and there's some pretty big reasons for that. The biggest of which is I do filmmaking now, nearly full time. Anything from wedding films to the occasional music video, corporate advertisements. Sometimes I get hired as a cinematographer for a short film set or even a feature film set. And I'm very busy. I'm constantly editing, constantly advertising myself, traveling out to shoots, and I'm very happy with where I'm at right now. And HighSpeedFanatics just kind of had to step to the side while I pursued career over fun. And I'm lucky enough that my career path still is fun. So that's sort of why I had to choose that path over continuing HighSpeedFanatics. So if you remember back to the cameras that I used on that show, I used the Phantom Miro 3, which had a max resolution of like 800 by 600, which by today's standards is basically useless in the world of film production. So I ended up selling that, and that fully funded this bad boy, which is the Sony FS700, which on its own can film up to 960 frames per second, which by comparison to the Phantom is kind of laughable, but it shoots in cinematic quality, which is more what I need for what I do. And when I pair it with a Shogun Inferno, it pulls DCI 4K RAW out of the camera at up to 120 frames per second, or 2K RAW up to 240 frames per second. So I shoot a lot of cinematic stuff with this, not so much the super slow stuff, which, as you may notice to my other side, is what this is for. My newest Phantom, the Miro LC320S, which has been my dream camera for a long time, longer than I even had the Miro 3. Never thought I would own one, but I found an excellent deal, got financing, and just went for it. And here it is. It's entirely self-contained, has a flip-out screen, which is super helpful. Don't need to plug it into a laptop or anything. It's got a battery and records internally to what's called a CineFlash. So I just go out and shoot as long as I want, come back, plug the hard drive into the computer, and download all my shots. Now that camera, if I compare it to the old Phantom Miro 3, is about 5 times faster at any given frame rate and can film much higher resolution. So this camera at 1080p, full high definition, can film 1,500 frames per second. Now if I compare that to the old Miro 3, that was 800 by 456 pixels. So this is what the old Miro would have looked like. And this is what the new Miro looks like. Much more quality at the same frame rate. Now if I were to scale this camera back to 800 by 456, I would get 7,500 frames per second, 5 times faster than the old camera. It's amazing, and that'll go up to 240,000 frames per second if I crop it enough. So yeah, that's kind of what my current equipment looks like. Of course, I've got all sorts of audio equipment, lighting equipment. I've got a case of Rokinon Cinema Prime lenses down there. I've got all sorts of stuff. I'm basically a production company in my apartment, which is pretty cool. So what does that mean for HighSpeedFanatics? Well, at least in the short run, it's pretty much done for. It was a lot of fun to make. I'm just sort of in that transition phase between doing fun stuff and wanting to get paid to do the stuff I love to do, and that's where I'm at right now. So if you like the work that I do, I still have my production company, Fritzel Media, has a Facebook page and a YouTube channel, so you can watch stuff on there. I post all of my main projects on there, like this one here. Basically, this local talent does this artistic dance routine with like fire poles and all sorts of stuff. So I went out, shot some cinematic footage of that, even threw in some Phantom footage. So I'll put a link to that video down below. One of my favorites so far. Just look how gorgeous that is. So I also have my personal Facebook page if any of you want to get in contact with me just to chat about film production or some of the other projects I've been doing. Maybe you want to collaborate on a project together. That's always fun. Or if you don't really do Facebook, I have my email address below too. As I mentioned before, I also rent this out for very reasonable rates. The industry standard is like $1,500 a day, which is ridiculous, I think. So my rates start at like $800 a day, and then every day after that's even cheaper. Or if you want me to come out and shoot stuff for you, maybe it's a collaboration type thing, then we can work something out there. My rental page has an Instagram account, a YouTube channel, and a Facebook page. I post all sorts of random clips there, whether it's just a simple water drop to see how elegant and beautiful that looks, or a handgun shooting something, or something blowing up, or someone smashing a guitar on fire, all sorts of stuff. So HighSpeedFanatics is basically done. My goal I've always had in mind is to relaunch the channel with better cameras. That's a long-term goal that I want to achieve. So if you're still supportive of that, I would recommend just keeping this channel subscribed to, because who knows when I'll be ready to launch a new channel, and this will be the first channel I post about it too, because I never thought I would own this camera ever, and I got it when I was 21. I never thought I'd own this camera either, and I got that just a couple years ago. So if you're still interested in this type of thing, check out any of the links below. I post all sorts of cinematic stuff, not just slow motion stuff, but of course there's a lot of high-speed stuff too. So thanks for being so supportive of me, staying subscribed to this channel if you're watching this. Yeah, check out some of the links, see if you like anything, and thanks for watching, and have a good one, guys.